Okay, so you said no. The last thing we was talking about was you said you stopped saving the world. You stopped trying to help people.
No, I ain't saying I'm trying to. I
Okay, well,
ain't
what was
saying.
you saying then? What was you saying?
I said. Hold on. I said. Oh, my audio is messing up. I said. I stopped trying to save the world, and what that mean was I stopped trying to do all that other outside shit.
What you mean?
Man, look, you got to take care of you first. You and yours first.
Yeah.
If you and yours ain't fucking right, how the fuck you supposed to be helping somebody else?
You know what's so crazy? I never really understood what they mean. And I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. What I hear you. But why did you
So,
why you why what made you come
oh,
to that
okay, I'm gonna
conclusion?
tell you. Okay, after my wife died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Funeral and all that, motherfuckers tell you, oh, we feel so bad, and we're here for you. About 3 or 4 days passed, no one. When I was thinking about killing myself, no one called. I'm not gonna lie, I ain't gonna say no one. A few people checked up on me and was like real, like in my ear. But like for the most part, motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. Man, look, my own family was calling me for money when I'm thinking about killing myself.
You know what? I get that on both ends.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
so I came, man. When I was in it, I couldn't see it, and you want to feel good well, for me, I wanted to feel good, feel like I was doing something, a part of something. So when somebody asked me for something or do something, I was first to jump at it because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted that good feeling, you know,
Right. Satisfaction.
yeah. And man, and I sat back and I started, with my therapy, and I was like, man, motherfuckers use you when you are suicidal. They don't care. They don't care what you're going through. They just care about their needs. They care about what they want.
Yeah. Sometimes.
And I was like,
But
wow.
sometimes though.
When I saw
Mm.
that, like I'm a type of person is there is no going back.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those type of people be like, oh, maybe it wasn't like that. Let's see the next time when my wife dies, somebody important died to me, how these people would treat me. It ain't no going back. I may not treat you as an enemy, but you ain't close to me like you fucking was at that time, though. And it just
Yeah.
could never be repaired.
Yeah. But do you think
Never.
like with depression, sometimes we take things a little bit more personally than we should?
Yeah, but sometimes that's
Yeah.
a good thing because sometimes depression show you shit.
It do.
Sometimes,
It
sometimes
do.
depression is a good thing for you. Sometimes depression sits your ass. Like for me, like after
Yeah.
my wife died, depression was real good for me because I wanted to kill someone
Mm. Yeah.
and I was out the way. Depression kept
Hmm.
me drunk in my fucking house, couldn't drive, work, come home. Depression kept me out the way. So
Right.
for one part, at one side, it was trying to kill me, but on the other hand, it was actually saving my life. You know what I'm saying? Not going to jail and doing nothing stupid or not going out there and getting my head knocked off.
Yeah.
But it was a double-edged sword because it was fucking eating me up on both ends.
Right. Right. I call depression the rot. I call it the rot. You have you ever seen what was the name of that movie? It's some little animation movie, right? I can't for the life of me. I want to say it was Moana, maybe. I don't know how young your grandkids are if you've ever seen Moana. But it
Moana.
was Moana, yeah, the Disney princess, the whole Hawaiian
Yeah, I
Somalian.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, I never seen it.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is the right movie actually. But it's this little scene in there where they was talking about how they was talking about Mother Earth, right? It was a reference to Mother Earth and how the men of the earth took her heart away and then she developed the rot, right? So she's killing all the plants are starting to die and it's rotting down to the roots, right? And that's kind of how depression was for me. It was like the rot. It's like soon as you let that little tinge of negativity in, that little tinge of pettiness, that little tinge of nonsense in, when you depressed, that little rip turns into a big, you know what I mean? Like a big rip. Like you just break in half or something. Like something breaks in you. You know what I mean?
Depression for me was when I got hit with it, and you saw my podcast. Like I had lived so many years in my alter ego, to where when my wife died, my alter ego was no longer valid because my wife had made so much of him. He
Yeah.
was gone,
He's shattered.
and I had to deal with
Hmm.
it. I had to deal with all of this now as a person. I didn't fucking know who I was as a person because my alter ego was running the show like 24/7.
And do you think that was your coping mechanism for depression?
He kept me
Developing
alive.
it.
My
Right.
alter ego kept me alive since childhood. He just took over. Like I really believe, like when I was a 6, 7 year old boy and I went through that traumatic event, my alter
Hmm.
ego was just like, I got you.
I
You
think
know?
that's what it's like for a lot of people.
And I never came out of it until that's why I call that podcast I sent you, that first one I sent you, Rebirth. Because when I discovered all that and I was able to talk about it, I felt like I was birthed into my new self. I felt like, I left my alter ego.
Yeah. And we talked and you were speaking about this earlier about how your mother was raised and how she dealt with depression and how the trauma made her drink trickle down on you. But I think as a coping mechanism, no matter who you are, you always develop some type of alter ego as a coping mechanism
Yeah.
in some
They
way,
do
shape,
things
form,
you
or
can't.
fashion.
Yeah.
Because I
That
know,
alter
like,
ego do things you can't. You're not strong enough to do, you're not willing to do. I mean, your brain knows what you are capable of doing. And it took over. Your brain will take over. And to make sure you survive, I got
yeah.
this. Don't worry about it. Take a break.
Do you think that alter ego, well, I guess it would be masking fear, you think?
I don't
Because
think
if
it's
you have
masking
trauma, you
fear.
still living there mentally, emotionally, you still stuck in that place. So
Yeah.
something else takes
But
over.
but yeah, yeah. But that person that's stuck there is not the alter ego.
No, it's not.
No,
That's the hurt version of you.
her version of you. Your alter ego can go on and do things, and that hurt
Mm.
little like I tell people that hurt little boy was still in there.
Yeah.
So when my wife died, my alter ego didn't need to deal with my wife dying because he died with her. It was that hurt little fucking 6, 7 year old boy now that had to deal with my wife's death, and I'm like, fuck. Like I ain't been this nigga since, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah. Some people call it humbling you because it does humble you in some type of way.
oh yeah.
Hmm.
Like my depression made me deal with shit that I had in 40 years. 40 years worth of shit.
Yeah. Like I
40 years.
honestly pray, I really 100% pray to just um I pray for that to break through my depression, to figure out why was the way that I was and why I went through so much things, you know, what was wrong with me. Because as a coping mechanism for a lot of things that I had gone through, I lost my memory. I have, and it was like the only things that I could remember were traumatic things that happened to me. And this went on for like years, years. This will be the 10th year. And I started getting my memory back maybe like last year. And now I can actually remember things that I haven't thought about in years.
That's the one thing I'm great at.
What?
Memory. I have
Yes,
memories. I have memories from my childhood
me too.
that was locked into my head.
Hmm.
I couldn't understand them then, but I look at them now and I could decode them motherfuckers to what was going on and everything. That's how I knew. Like that's how I knew my grandfather was molesting people in the fucking family. I saw it as a
Mm.
child. I didn't know what it was, but I still had that memory locked away in my fucking head. So when I saw it again, I knew what
Yeah,
the fuck he was doing.
yeah. And and I think that's a major part of depression because people they say when you depressed, you have memory loss, right? And sometimes you feeling things or you feeling
Yeah,
these
that traumatic
energies
event.
around certain people, and you're like, why the hell am I feeling this? And then one day your whole world crashes, and then eventually your memory starts to come back. You're like,
That's what it was.
that's why I feel that
Yeah.
way around you, or that's why I don't trust you anymore. That's why I don't want to be your friend anymore, or that's why I feel funny around you. And I feel like for me, the most frustrating part of my depression was my memory loss, right? Because it was a coping mechanism for me. I didn't understand it either until my memory started coming back. And I was like, oh, I thought it was a curse. And the whole time it was a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time it was a blessing.
You
The
wasn't
whole
ready to deal
time.
with it. You wasn't ready to deal with it. Your brain was like, I got you.
And the
I got
crazy
you.
part about it is, you know what? For a long time, I'm one of those type of people that's like, I guess this go back to your question you asked earlier. I'm generally one of those type of people. It's like, okay, well, boom, this happened, whatever. Let's keep rolling. 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 I'm a keep moving type person, right? And then later I come back and fix it, or depending on the importance of it. But most of the time later I come back and fix it because the show must go on. You understand what I'm saying? The show must go on. We got to keep going. But when it blows up in your face, it's like, probably should have fixed this stuff a long time ago.
10 times harder.
Hmm.
It's 10 times harder.
Yeah, it can be. It can be 10 times harder, and
And
most times
sometimes,
it
and
is.
sometimes, and sometimes you don't even have the tools, or you don't even know have the wherewithal to fix it, or even know how to fix it. But fuck it, it's still gonna blow up in your face.
I think so too. I think it's still
Like,
going.
like,
I
like,
think
like,
it is
like
too. I agree.
I look at my situation. I can only look at my situation. Like I was
Right.
a kid. I grew up in a poor family, and I didn't know that I was depressed and I was a fucking ticking time bomb.
And most black people
Right.
don't.
And so I didn't get the help, and I didn't get the resources I needed.
Yeah.
You know. So when the traumatic fucking event happened, that just fucking floored every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Now I get the fucking help. I'm 46 years old and I'm getting this shit, and I'm helping. And some black men don't never fucking get it. Because I talk to
Hmm.
some black men about this shit, and it's so fucking like they be like, man, nah, man, no, I ain't fucking crazy. No, they ain't fucking crazy about me. I'm like, dude, it don't mean you're fucking crazy.
Hmm.
Like,
But with us being so disconnected from our spirituality, our personal religion, and being so disconnected from the ourselves, I think we are just now starting to make sense of these emotions that we're having and these feelings because as a slave, you don't get the right to feel.
yep,
But now, as a person, we're trying to be seen as people, right? We want to be seen as people because we matter. Now we have the opportunity to feel, and I think we're trying to feel our feelings. as a culture, that's kind of how I feel right now because everything is just so everywhere, right? It's just everywhere. And I know personally that's something I went through a spiritual journey. I said something the other day on Facebook and I was like, selfish, because I've always had a problem being selfish, right? But selfish to fish for self, that's what you have to do on your spiritual journey. That's what you have to do on your journey of becoming what you want to become.
I've learned to be selfish with my time and my energy because people will steal your time and your energy from you.
They will steal anything you allow them to have.
But that time and that energy,
Mm-mm. Can't get
it's
that
a
back.
lot.
It is. It takes a
Oh yeah.
toll on your
Oh
spirit,
yeah.
Jesus.
I'm
Time is the
real
most valuable
selfish.
thing.
Like, like when I say I want to do something, maybe go out to a party or something like that, but I'm tired. I'm not the
Hmm.
one to be like, man, fuck it. I'm gonna roll with it. Nah. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Yeah. And I've
No,
learned to listen to my spirit more now.
being around like a lot of people, that's not me. Like I'm from New Orleans and we go to fucking Mardi Gras and I don't go to Mardi Gras no fucking more. I don't do that
Right.
shit. I don't like to be around. It's just too much.
Yeah.
Not who I am no more. Like, I mean, like after my wife died, like I couldn't go out the house,
Yeah.
right? After my wife died, because I felt like I was naked. Crazy shit. Like, I mean, it was just like a feeling like I would and every time I would get myself up to go out,
Hmm.
I would get the clothes out, I would get them ironed, take my shower, look
Hmm.
for a place to go, and then I would talk myself out. And but I used to do that shit like weekly.
Yeah.
It was so fucking crazy. Like I was so depressed and like didn't even fucking know it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And end up going to McDonald's and getting something to eat, getting high, and go to sleep. Like like I look at it now, and it's just like real. I could laugh at it now
Hmm.
because I could spot it. You
Yeah.
know, like when I'm depressed, I let people know. Like I may be a little edgy because
Hmm.
I'm a little fucked up today. I could spot my depression. Like
Yeah.
I was driving in the car one day, and I was having a good day.
Yeah.
I was having a good day for no fucking reason. And all of a sudden, I heard heard something in the back of my mind was just like, man, look, like everything is just fucking up right now. And I looked in the mirror at myself, and I was like, see that shit right there? That's depression.
You know what depression made me think of sometimes when you speak about the voices, the
Yeah,
insecurities, the voices. When you speak
yeah.
about that, you remember how our grandparents used to be like, "Don't listen to the devil. That's the devil." You remember how they used to say that? I
Uh-huh.
wonder if that's what they was talking about, and they just didn't know it.
Maybe.
I
Oh
was
yeah,
thinking about that
depression
the other
would
day.
man, look. Depression would and the one thing I get to do is like when depression hit me like that and try to get me like I'm in a good mood and it'll try to attack me, I'll go cut the grass. Oh, that really fucks depression up. Oh, or go walking. Like don't go
Woo!
like for
Yeah.
that really fucks depression. Like don't just do no sissy ass scroll in the park. Like really
Right.
on the pavement and walk. Oh, depression gonna be out your fucking head in a matter of 6 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like, and that's how I fight. Like that's how I really like. And at one time, and I started back. I stopped smoking cigarettes, and like at one time, I was really into like my depression shit. And
Yeah.
one day, I was sitting in the house and I didn't have any cigarettes, and I kept hearing this fucking thing. I was like, I need a cigarette. I need a cigarette. I need a cigarette. And I'm real edgy. I'm like my hands are fucking, like real watery. And I just stopped myself,
Hmm.
and I was just like, you know what? Let's see what happens to me if I don't get a fucking cigarette.
Right. Like, what if we don't do that?
I was like, fuck that. So I was like,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
telling depression, like, bitch, fuck you. I'm really gonna tip you right now. And I waited for like 8 months without smoking a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? So I really learned how
Yeah.
to go back and forth with depression. And I tell people, some days depression wins. And I tell people I had to learn how to when I'm depressed on them days and depression winning,
Mm-hmm.
and I try not to fight it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you have a depressed day don't mean it's a bad day. It just means I'm gonna go
Yeah.
in here, I'm gonna get me something to eat, I'm gonna take me a shower, I'm gonna watch me
Yeah.
something on TV, and I'm gonna go my ass to bed.
Yeah.
That's depression one day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, like I tell people, tomorrow's a whole nother fucking day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It
know?
is.
But
Tomorrow is a whole
my
different day.
my good days, I'm having way more good days now than bad days. I
Yeah.
mean, I come from not getting out the bed for weeks at a time
Yeah.
to actually thriving and running a job, running a small business.
You know what has helped my depression? Allowing myself to separate, to detach, to cut the cord. You know what I mean? Because my depression stems from different things, right? Than yours does probably. But I had to, for me, I went through this whole spiritual like draining, right? Everything in my body drained. My mental was drained because remember I told you I had lost my memory. My spirit was drained. My emotions was drained. Everything connected to my person was drained. And once it was drained, and I started to cut the cord of these people, problems, situations from my mind, I started to feel better. I started to feel better.
Other people problems will affect you.
They will. Because you can sit there and help them. Then when you need help, like you said, where they at?
Nobody
Ain't
there.
nobody there. Ain't nobody there. Ain't nobody there. And they got every
I
excuse in the book why they can't be there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I what my depression taught me was it was okay to fail. It
Mm-hmm.
was okay not to be fucking okay.
Yeah.
Bro, stop trying. No, you ain't always got to be fucking good, and it's okay. And I
Yeah.
had to accept that, and that was one of my fucking steps. What I mean, one day I'm not feeling good. That don't mean I'm not still moving forward on depression. That just means today
Today you
I'm not
just
feeling good.
right.
Tomorrow is a whole nother fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
And like I tell people, like you just got to take baby steps with it. You can't
Depression.
want to be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't want to be, you know what I'm saying, depressed one day and tomorrow partying the fucking club thinking that depression is gone. No, you're just having a good fucking party. You're just having a good night,
I don't
you know?
know. I don't know. It definitely happens different for everybody. I can't say that. I can't say that. I can definitely say that. It definitely happens different for everybody. I asked my mom this question, and I was like, do you think that your environment has a lot to do with people's depression? Right? Because a lot of people will tell you to take accountability for yourself. Take accountability, take accountability. But why don't we ever talk about the environment that you put people in? You can put a perfectly happy person in a jail. I'm pretty sure they're gonna come out a whole different person, probably
Yeah.
even depressed or with some type of trauma.
I mean, just look at the statistics of how the government does it with black people.
But they faction us off. Is that what you're talking about in
Yeah.
communities?
Yeah, just in my city, like in New Orleans, we stayed in like when I was very young, we stayed in the it was the 10th ward and the St. Thomas Project. That's what it was called. Way back in like I think the 20s, it was built for white people,
Mm-hmm.
but over the time they became projects for black people. They redlined the fucking area. And you ain't gonna tell me you gonna put me in an environment where you gonna put drugs, guns, a liquor store every other fucking corner and crime in it, and not just supposed to fucking sprout as a
Yeah.
rose out of that. Your environment matters.
Oh, I remember this thing. I was watching a Tupac movie, and this one he had signed a death row, and she was telling him like they're gonna give you everything to destroy yourself. They're gonna give it
Everything you need
right
to
to
destroy
you.
yourself. Yeah,
They're gonna give it right to you. They're gonna give you everything to destroy yourself.
yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes, and you know, but you know what the thing about that is, it's like talking to other people who have been through depression or suicidal episodes, or um either AA meetings, or just been through some stuff, pertaining to depression in some way, shape, form, or fashion. We all have had a point in which we needed those things to get by, though, because of the horrible conditions in our life at that point. We needed those things to get by. Do you think that it was a need or it was a want?
What?
Alcohol, drugs,
It was
tobacco,
it was a
whatever.
need at it was a need at the time. Alcohol at the time,
Yeah,
it was a need. Yeah, yeah. At that time, if I didn't drink at the time, I probably would have killed myself.
yeah,
Like it probably suppressed a lot of the voices inside of
yeah,
my head. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, it wasn't healthy, but it got me to the next fucking day.
yeah,
And at one time, that's all I was asking for. I mean,
right.
I was literally fuck a day. I remember one time I was hour by hour,
Mm-hmm.
fuck a day. Like let's
Yeah,
go back to that. You know, I remember I was working for Amazon then. Like let's see how this shift goes, and then
yeah,
we'll talk about tonight. Like I
yeah,
wasn't even, and I told my therapist this one time we was talking. He was just like, "What do you see yourself in like 2 years?" And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Before you asked me that question, I had never thought of that after my wife died. I saw no future. I saw nothing past the time I was living on this earth. I didn't look into the future at all. I
yeah,
didn't say like next week I'm gonna do this or nothing. Nothing was planned. Like it was just aimless."
yeah. I know what you mean. I've been through all the emotions as well. You know, I really, really have. But it's the hardest thing for me personally, as far as getting over depression. The hardest thing is two things. One was just accepting the fact that I can't change it. It's nothing I can do to change it, and it's nothing I can do to make like certain things. It's nothing I can do to make it better. It's just gonna be. It just is what it is. And it's so funny because I say that so often, but sometimes you just gotta let it be what it's gonna be. And the
I
second thing,
oh go
I'll go
ahead, I'm
ahead.
sorry.
What you?
Oh, go ahead.
um, I don't forget. Go ahead.
I I just learned. I'm just learning
hmm
how to leave the past in the past. And I say it to myself sometimes. The past is the past. The present is called the present because
hmm
it's a gift.
It is.
So I started to live like I'm not gonna lie. It's like been the last fucking like 3 weeks to a month where I've
hmm
been actually living like a single man. Because for the past like 3 fucking years, over 3 years, I've still been living like I was married. Well, I was living like I was a married cheating man. Like my wife was at home somewhere,
hmm
and you know what I'm saying, and I had a bachelor crib or something like that. And
Yeah.
seriously, like people, like I tell people that, and like for like, and I just woke up one day and like I had to talk with myself, and I was just like, dude, like she's never coming back. It's not like she's going to jump out the clouds and it was like, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
You know, she's never coming back, dude. Like, you need to move on. Like, it's over. Like,
Yeah.
and I was just like, okay, like, what do? I didn't harp on it. I didn't get sad. I didn't
hmm
cry. I was just like, okay. It was like I already knew. It was like that last barrier had to fall. It was just like, yeah, come on, let's go. You
Yeah.
know, she's not coming.
But at that time, I mean, with you having children to take care of and just regular life to keep around, like from what I'm understanding, you never really got that time to just break apart for real, and heal until you broke apart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I didn't really started dealing with it until I started going to therapy.
Yeah.
But still, well as a therapy, I still was drinking every day,
Hmm.
and my therapist noticed. I mean, he would ask me every day, like, "How's the drinking?" You know,
Do you think black
and
men, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
no, go
but
ahead.
I hear people nowadays say black men should go to therapy, should go to therapy.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you
definitely,
agree? You agree?
definitely.
Hmm.
It saved my fucking life. Without therapy, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. They'd have found me blown my fucking brains out with an ounce of weed on the table and probably a drink in front of me, TV on fucking football,
Yeah.
and a letter on the table. Like, yeah, if it wasn't for therapy, I would have killed myself. I know this 100%. No fucking thoughts in my head that told me without therapy I wouldn't survive.
Without therapy, because you know there's a lot of people in our community that are not going to go to therapy. They're either gonna swear
No,
by the Bible or they're gonna swear by the street, and that ain't no shade, but you just know how it go.
yeah, I heard this woman told me. I mean, this woman told me that she lost her husband too, and I asked her, after everything settled down, is she, going to therapy? Oh, God is my therapy, and I was like, that's why He put therapists here. And she was like, "What do you mean by that?" And I was just like, you know the story about the man on the roof,
I
and
don't.
well, this man on the roof, and the flood is coming,
Mm,
and God told him He will always take care of him. He will always be there for him.
mm,
Just wait on me. And so the flood is coming. The man is on the roof, and the boat comes by, and he was like, "Man, get on the boat, come on, let's go." And he was like, "No, God said He was gonna always take care of me. He'll be here for me. Don't worry about me. Go." Okay. Another boat comes by. It was like, "Man, come on, water getting high. You got to go." And it was like, "Nah, you know, God said He's always gonna be here for me and take care of me." Okay. So last boat that was going out, it was like, "Man, you got to get on. Ain't no more boats coming. You got to get on this boat." And he was like, "Man, look, God is gonna come for me. You know, God is gonna come for me. Don't worry about me." So the boat took off because the water was getting high, and as the boat was leaving, they saw the man was going down in the water, and he drowned and he died. And he got to heaven, and he was like, "God,
ooh,
why did you forsake me? Why did you forsake me? Like you told me you would always be there for me. You would be there when my time of need." And God looked at him and was like, "I sent 3 boats for you,
right.
and you denied every one of them."
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people don't see. Some people can't grasp the message for how it's sent.
And I ain't gonna lie, I was that person. I was that person. Because I didn't trust, I had been through so much at one particular point in time, I didn't trust anything. But God sent 3 boats. You feel what I'm saying? So I understand. I've been that person. I get it. And it's so funny because I had this thing where I say like, and I was talking about Christianity. I was like, we always waiting on God, the white horse, to come and save us, right? But if we are a reflection of Him, we got everything we need. Why don't we understand it? Because it's
I'm
easier to put it
literally,
on somebody else.
I'm like so good with my God, I can make jokes about it.
I
I
mean, you should
thank
have a good
God.
relationship with God
Like
always.
I thank God. I think some of our gods who believe in it, I think He'd be up there and be like, "Man, I swear to God, if this month pray about this one more time, I'm gonna go down there and I swear to God, I'm telling you, if you call my name one more time about this,
Right.
and I tell people, I was like, man, look, God give us blessings sometime to get through stuff, and we still pray for it
You know what I
because we're not
mean?
doing the work. We're not doing our work.
We got to put the
We don't
work in.
pray for the
Yeah.
blessing.
Yeah.
We got the blessing, but we just thought, oh, that was the blessing. That's gonna take care of everything. And I really thought that because like when I turned out and I tell people, and I was like the blessing of everything, like through my depression and going in it and battling it and still battling. It was like, yeah, I lost my wife, but like God cleared the way for me when I was depressed.
Yeah.
Like I was blind and deaf, and I'm still
Mm-hmm.
living.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he cleared the path. You gotta allow things to be removed. Like, oh, I lost my job. Look here, be grateful. It's either it was your fault and you better go back and get it, or be grateful it's gone. You don't know what you just saved yourself from.
I
I
ain't
lost
lose the
this
job. The
relationship.
job lost
Same
me.
thing.
Nah, the relationship lost me.
Yeah, you gotta be
Oh, and
grateful for stuff.
that's just another like that's just another whole like relationships is like a whole nother topic when you go into depression.
Ooh, we can go off on a tangent with that one. But we got like 2 minutes left in this
So we're gonna
video.
end this.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes. We've been having such a good conversation. And we have barely, honestly, we just barely touched the surface. Because I know if me and you actually really, really got to talking, we could get a whole lot deeper. I feel that. I feel like
Like
you
I
got a
told
lot to
you,
say.
I'm I'm not hush on any topic. So any I can speak on any topic.
I bet.
I don't care if it's nuclear fusion. I learn it. I learn something about it tomorrow.
Yeah, I like that. And hold on, wait. So this the jersey, this the New York Saints jersey, cause you can't leave without showing me this jersey.
Nah, it ain't no New York. It's New Orleans. Don't disrespect us like that, calling us no
What? I
New
didn't say
York
New
Jersey.
York. Did I say
You did. You said New
that?
York Jersey.
My bad.
Nah.
I'm
You ain't
so
even gonna
sorry.
see it. You ain't even gonna see it.
My
You ain't even gonna
bad.
see it. But when
The
we win the Super Bowl
Saints.
this year, you'll see it. You'll see it. Cause I'll be at the Super. If we go to the Super Bowl this year, I'm gone. If
We
we go to the Super
Titans
Bowl
all
this
the way
year,
down. We Titans all the way down. Tennessee Titans, everything. Tennessee, everything.
we play y'all the first game of the year.
All right, where we at? Where you gonna be? Where the game at?
I don't know. I
That's all
don't know.
right.
I don't know.
All right,
Why? What you want
okay.
to do? What you want to do? What you want to do?
If I find out where the game is, you coming?
Come in where?
We gonna go to the game? You gonna come with me to the
Oh
game?
no, not this short notice, bro. I have a job.
Man, whatever. It's on a
I
Saturday
have. It's on a
or
Sunday.
Sunday.
You gotta see. I just started a new job, manager job.
You not gonna make it back to work in time. If it's in Nashville, that's
Nashville.
like a couple of hours away. You'll make it back to work in time.
I don't think I can get that Sunday off. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you work on Sundays. Well, that's
Yes, I'm
different.
an
That's
assistant.
different.
I'm assistant general manager.
Well, that's different if you work on Sundays. I thought you was Monday through Friday.
No, I wish I was.
Yeah.
Service industry don't have no Monday through Fridays. It's every day, 7 days a week.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. If I find out when the
Where do
game
you
is,
live
I'll
at?
take myself.
Where do you live?
I'm in Memphis, baby.
Oh, okay.
All right, Lulu, we got less than a minute. So tell people where to find your podcast real quick.
Facebook, Harold Brown Jr. You're gonna see my jersey. You go on there, Harold Brown Jr. Look under my videos. You'll see all my podcasts. I got about 10 to 15 of them.
I'm gonna try to tag you.